Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads and Smiles. Hello everybody, happy Friday. I'm not sure what day it is when you're watching this. Hopefully this video won't be up too late, but it's Friday in the past. Ways to pick up exactly where my last reading vlog left off, which I think was the booktubeathon day 7 vlog. A lot of you guys are wondering why I didn't mention this one book in my wrap up, and that's because I did not finish it, and that'll be my goal today, is to finish this one book. It's Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult. I think I said like 100 pages into this book. Yeah, I'm only like 100 pages into this, but I read those 100 pages pretty quick. I think I read like the first 100 in like less than an hour. I am still absolutely in love with this book. As you guys know, the only reason why I put it down during booktubeathon was to hit my 7 book goal by reading a graphic novel instead, but I still absolutely love it and I'm still going to finish it. And to recap, for anyone who doesn't know what this book is about, it follows our main character who she starts to realize that the book she's reading is like alive, and that the characters in the book realize that they're in a book and they're like replaying the same scene, the same storyline over and over again, which reminds me of Westworld a lot. But I'll link the vlog where I was reading it up here so you guys can check that out first before continuing watching this one. Like I said in my previous video, like the whole idea of the book of just like this girl falling in love with a book character and that book character actually becoming real. I feel like that's every book lover slash book nerd's dream. That is my personal dream. I also have the audiobook of this that I plan on listening to when I have to do other things, like hopefully clean my bookshelf. We'll see if that happens. But today's video is so kindly sponsored by Scribd. You guys know, you guys ask me all the time what audiobook app I use, because you guys know that me and Audible, like $14 a month for one book is just not a good deal for me. But I use Scribd and they were so kind to reach out to me. Scribd is an audiobook subscription service just like Audible, but unlike Audible, they're way cheaper. They're only $8.99 a month and you get unlimited audiobooks. So you can read as many as you want. They have an amazing library, like a selection of books, and I think that's like the biggest thing for me is like other audiobook apps personally that are like unlimited usually have just like really old books available in their library, but Scribd is, oh my god, they have like brand new books. Like I'm just gonna, hold on, I'm gonna pull up and just name a few of the books that they have on here that I currently have saved in my little app thing to read later. They have The Hating Game, they have this book, Between the Lines, they have Milk and Honey, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, The 1000th Floor, The Poet X, which I really want to listen to because you guys recommended. But yeah, they just have a ton of different book options and they're just amazing. Currently reading this book. If you guys want to click the link below, you guys can get a month free or 30 days free to try out Scribd and read this book along with me. Oh, the other thing, you guys, that I forgot to mention about books that I've read since the last vlog, I lived, you know, there's some books that you read and it reminds you why you love life. So if you guys remember, I recently got the beautiful illustrated edition of The Lightning Thief. Oh my, I cannot describe how amazing this version is. I'm gonna open it just to show you guys like some of the graphics, but the artwork is so stunning. And just last night I finished finally going through it, the whole book, and looking at all the illustrations and reading some of it, and it was just so beautiful. And it's so cool to see like one of my childhood books and like see it brought to life in like a really accurate way. All the characters were exactly the right age and just everything, and it was amazing. So I also read this past week. Before we get into reading though, I have a little bit of an unboxing here. I have these stacks of books that I've received over the past week. I don't know why, just this whole week was like a super, like, I don't know, I received a lot of book mail. So first thing I received was these 2 graphic novels that are so cool, you guys. They remind me of this one show on like Cartoon Network or something. But I received these books from Random House, so thank you so much to them. 5 Worlds graphic novel series. Okay, can you guys name the, sorry, I have like little siblings, so like I unintentionally watch a lot of Cartoon Network. It reminds me of like one of the shows, but here's the first book and then here's the second book, and the artwork is so cool, you guys. These are graphic novels that have to do with this universe in which there are 5 worlds that these characters kind of travel between and go on adventures and stuff. So it looks pretty cool. I'm excited because I'm definitely in like a graphic novel mood lately. Second box, which you guys can see, the book. I received this box from Penguin and it is so cool. It's filled with all this like stuff that's themed for the book. This little thing here is like a compass, I think, if I can get it open. Look how cute that is. Oh my god, I'm probably gonna give this to my little sister to play with. There's this little pouch. I have so many of these little pouches now from these book boxes, so I just use them for makeup and stuff. And then there's this super cool tattoo, and sisterhood is there. Oh my god, you guys, okay, you guys remember my last vlog? I got that weird message in a bottle thing. I think that is supposed to go with this book. Sisterhood is Survival, a book about sisters surviving. Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. Now this book is being marketed as like a really badass book about this group of sisters that they sail on this ship together and they're trying to take down this pirate warlord guy. It kind of reminds me of Daughter of the Pirate King a little bit. I mean, that's like the only other piratey book that I've read, but it sounds super cool and the cover is absolutely beautiful, so I'm excited to get into this one. Okay, and so this next box, I feel so bad because I know there's a lot of people that are really into this series and I've only read the first book and I do want to continue on, but this is the 4th book that will be coming out in Ransom Riggs' new, well not new, really popular series. Okay, let me just show you the books. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and you guys, this has to be like the creepiest thing that I've ever received, okay? So for anyone who's really big fans of this book, I've only read the first book, like I said, so I'm not sure what's going on in the world. The first thing it came with was like this rope and stuff, and these little clips to kind of hang like pictures on. The creepiest thing was it came with this pack of old, like Victorian era, okay, look how creepy, okay, this is giving me like American Horror Story vibes. I love it, and really creeped out by it at the same time, but it just came with all of these like, okay, that's weird. Came with all of these like super just like old photographs that I guess they want me to hang up with this string, which I'm not gonna do because it'll just creep me out if I hang it up in my room, but I'm guessing it goes with the theme of the books, which is like, you know, stories that are created around these actual photographs that Ransom Riggs finds that were taken back in like the 18th to 19th century. Here's an arc of A Map of Days. It's so creepy and I love it. Thank you so much to Penguin. Oh my god, more photos. Okay, I'm getting really creeped out now, okay? There's so many of them, look. Okay, so this was, is this the first book cover photo? I don't know. Oh wait, these are photos from, okay, yeah, these are photos from the other book covers, right? I think. I don't know. Thank you so much to Penguin. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these photos. Probably just like keep them in a drawer, and then when people like come over, they can like open the drawer and like be freaked out that I have all these old photos just like floating around. All right, okay, so enough unboxing. Let's actually get into like the reading part of this reading vlog. But yeah, okay. Hey guys, okay, so currently 150 pages into Between the Lines, I decided to switch to audiobook form, and oh my god, the audiobook is so cool. It's narrated by this guy, and he has like this accent, and it's just told in like the voice of like, once upon a time in a far off land there lived a kingdom, da, 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 da. Just sounds more of like, it just fits the whole tone and like the mood of the book, of it being like this story that's coming to life and this girl that's realizing like, oh my god, this guy can like actually, like he sees me when I like going and reading the story. So cute, and just like, it's just like one of those like happy books. Real quick, okay, so I don't know how in the world this news escaped me, but the 5th book in my favorite series of all times, the Shatterby series by Tahereh Mafi, the title and the date were released, and no one told me. No one told me. The 5th installment in my favorite series ever is going to be called Defy Me. Defy Me. It's gonna be called Defy Me, and it is coming out on January, February, March, April 2nd, 2019. You guys, that's not that far away. That is like, I can't count the months, but it's not that far away. Any time feels like too long of a time, but oh my god, defy me, restore me, defy me. Okay. Whew. Letting it sink in. Okay, I'm sorry, I just had to fangirl for a second because literally she made this post on August 1st. It is August 17th. That's been more than like 17 days. It has been 17 days. No one wanted to let a girl know, hey, you know, there's a title. There's a title. Okay, now back to reading. I just had to make that quick little PSA for anyone else out there who loves the series and is like me and somehow missed this very vital post on Instagram. it read like a middle grade book, in that like if I were to show you like the font and just like the style of writing, there really isn't much detail in it, and that's the reason why I'm going to be taking off a few points. But I really enjoyed it. It was very light and fun, and the concept was very surface level. I was hoping that like later into the book, you know, we'd get kind of more, I don't know, philosophical into like this whole, you know, book character coming to life, but it really just basically is like what the synopsis says. It was like this girl who's reading this book and the character comes to life. I think I'll give this book maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It was enjoyable, but definitely it was super predictable. But again, like I knew what I was expecting going into it, and it was kind of just like a really light, fluffy, like I said, almost a middle grade. I feel like the cover is really deceiving because it makes it look like this like contemporary, like this adult contemporary book, when really it felt like a middle grade contemporary book. But like the combination of illustrations and then also just like the idea of it was really cool. And I think I enjoyed the parts that I listened to in audiobook form more than the physical part. I feel like it's a very visual book, especially with like all the images and stuff, but having it told to you made it sound like, I don't know, it just made it more enjoyable for me personally. This was a really light and fluffy book, and now I'm in the mood for something like darker, something sci-fi, some new book that I just picked up. Ever since I mentioned this book in my book haul video, you guys have been like non-stop. It's probably the most liked comment I think on that video, of you guys saying, Naya, you have to read this book, it is so underrated, and like you guys got me so hyped for it, so I'm gonna pick it up today. That book is Sleeping Giants. So this is a sci-fi book I just hauled like a week ago. I am just, like I said, I'm in the mood for sci-fi now. I haven't read a good sci-fi book in a while. Honestly, like the last good sci-fi book I read, I think was like The Fifth Wave. Like I don't, like that's how long it's been. But this book is about this girl, this little girl who one day she's like riding her bike and she falls down a hole or something into the earth, and it lands in the palm of this like robot giant thing that's underground that I think came from like outer space. Anyways, she ends up discovering this like thing underground, and then fast forward 17 years and scientists are still trying to figure out where this thing came from. And that's all I know about this, and it says Sleeping Giants, so I'm guessing it's like maybe this like, I don't know, it gives me Prometheus vibes for anyone who's watched Prometheus or like any of the Alien Covenant movies. I'm really excited. It's really short. The cover is so cool. Like this is a sci-fi cover. So I'm gonna dive into this, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. You guys said this whole series is great, so if it ends up being good, I'll end up going on thrift books and trying to find the other, I think there's 2 other books in the series. So yeah, so I am currently 50 pages into this book. Oh my god, like it is so, like, when I tell you I had high hopes for this book, like so far this book is living up to those high hopes that I set. Right off the bat, this book is so like, okay, it's told in files, and by files I mean like interviews. So someone's interviewing our main character. Now our main character is actually, I think I explained earlier that the book starts off with this little girl. She falls into this giant sinkhole and lands on this weird metal object, which she later finds out is like this hand that's been underground for thousands of years and for some reason is just now like emerged. This little girl is actually 17 years later the scientist that is being interviewed and like writing these files later on. And so every chapter, I don't know if you can see, is kind of told in like these files of like a question and then her answer and a question and her answer. The only other book that I've read that's similar to this is Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, but this book is far more suspenseful. Like she's the scientist, right? So she's answering all these questions, she's doing research, and super top secret. The military couldn't figure out what was going on with it, so they ended up giving it to a university, and then it just happened to be the university that this lady or girl grown up works at. And it's so weird and kind of creepy and like super suspenseful. I'm gonna continue reading and I will update you guys when I'm maybe like halfway through the book, because I just want to continue reading and just keep going on forever and ever. So it is currently the next day. It is 9 in the morning. Too early. I am currently halfway through Sleeping Giants. Oh my god, so I fell asleep reading this book last night, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but like when I read sci-fi books I get the weirdest dreams, especially when I read them at night. But this book is so good. Like, as the book has progressed, we've been introduced to more characters, and it's told in like logs. I think I explained that earlier. So not just transcripts of interviews, but like different logs from the different scientists working on this project and trying to figure out what this body part is. Okay, sorry, I had to relocate, but basically what I was trying to say was, as the story progresses, it's like we're introduced to more characters. There's this like ominous person that's conducting these interviews, and he's like this weird higher power, sort of like not a part of the military, not a part of any sort of association. No one knows his names, but he's the one that's doing all these interviews and transcribing them. And so there's that sort of mystery going on as well. But it's super suspenseful, and the way it's written is there's like a lot of, well, I would say not like an over amount of, it's a science fiction book, so there's science in it, but the author writes it in an understandable way, if that makes sense. And it seems really realistic. I have like 150 pages left, and I'm just gonna like power through it. It's so good. I can definitely tell a lot of you guys recommend me that I listen to the audiobook of this because they have a full cast of characters, and I feel like I kind of wish I'd listened to the audiobook, but I'm enjoying reading it just as much. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this, and I will update you guys when I complete it. So yeah. Okay, so it is the next day. I finished the book last night. It was so good. I finished it at like 2 in the morning, and I already ordered the second book. It'll be in the mail in like 2 days, but this has to be one of my, like, I literally, this is now when anyone says, oh, I need a good sci-fi book, this is the book I'm going to be recommending them, because it was just so good. Okay, also, I think I pronounced the author's name wrong. It's Sylvain, not Sylvia. Yes, I finished it last night. I literally flew through the last 200 pages. The story was just building and building, and these characters, the scientists and linguists and all these sort of sci-fi characters that are working on this project, it's like they become so complex, in their relationship to each other and to the project becomes like a big part, and it's just like, oh, like, characters for me really, like, almost more than the plot itself, drove me the last 200 pages of the book, because they're sort of isolated and working on this project, and they only really have each other. I don't know if you guys have seen like those space movies, right, where there's like 5 astronauts out in space, and you know, they're in a confined space with each other for like a year on end, and so obviously conflict arises and things like that. So it's a similar sort of situation in this book as well. And as you get through the book, and when you get to the end, it's just like, oh my god. I'm gonna end the vlog here. This book was so good. I have to get the second book now, because I need to know where this is going, like what direction. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for following along. Until next time, keep reading, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.